What's up, old school homies? Today we're going to talk about black gemstones. What a great subject, because there are so many black gemstones out there, or just black minerals, black rocks in general. So let's talk about, are they a big deal? Should you be collecting them? Do you need a widespread collection of them? Yes and no. It's very difficult because there's a lot of them. So what that becomes is competition between a color range, and that's kind of an odd predicament for a gemstone, to have to compete with other gemstones just because they're the same color. So let's talk about the most famous one that we always hear about, the black onyx. Now this is supposedly a real black onyx, and there was a bunch of rings to choose from, and some of them had a little bit of flaws in the stone. So I know it's a real stone and it's supposedly a black onyx, but I was always told that black onyx have to have lines in it. So this is a quartz line in this black onyx here. I know it's not a very big one, but you could see the line of quartz going through it. No, and it's perfectly black too. This would be considered rare, and one of my viewers said they have a lot of pounds of black onyx that's actually considered to be rare. It's a piece of gravel that I found looking in the street, so you know how hard of a rock collector I am. Anyways, it has to have some lines in it to kind of prove it. This doesn't have any lines in it, so I don't know. Like, I know it's a rock, but what rock? It's hard to say. Any black gem that you have is a certain type of black gem. Now you're starting to say, this is obsidian, this is jet, this is black beryl, this is black tourmaline, hematite, it's kind of black, black spinel. It could be anything. And that's where the problem is like, once a stone is perfectly black, it might not even be a black stone. Like a black sapphire is probably just a really, really dark version of a colored sapphire. So you're running into a lot of problems trying to market it. Personally, someone tried to market me an entire bag of black onyx, cut, polished, a whole bunch of, like a whole bag that looked like these. This is actually a black spinel. And there was another single green apatite that was around 7 carats, and I consider those to be rather rare. So even though black onyx is rare, I bought the single stone instead, because I'm shallow towards black stones, you know. I'm jaded. I'll be honest, I've sold somebody a whole bunch of black stones. I found a whole bunch of these. If you really study my videos, you could find a whole bunch of this black slag glass near the Spadra Cemetery. So now you don't even have to study my videos, I just fucking told you. They did rototill the fuck out of the area recently, so it's going to be a little bit harder. Just look towards the train tracks more. But those polish out just as good as this hematite. Like, it looks all reflective and stuff. There's so much, like, pizzazz to some of these black gemstones. I mean, even as mineral specimens, look at these black tourmalines. They're just making little faces, and Black tourmalines usually come in all kinds of larger sizes. This is one that was growing in some quartz of higher quality. But to find one like this, I don't think this is a black tourmaline, but you could find black tourmalines like this just walking around Pala. And another thing that people will always try to point out is that they have black petrified wood. Now this is probably not black petrified wood either. I'm just on the bandwagon of trying to say I might have some too. But jet is actually kind of expensive. That's what you call black petrified wood. And even though there's so many kinds, always believe that a black piece of glass might beat us all to the punch.